something feels different. It's in the air. Hell, after what we witnessed in Jackson Hole last month, things are different.
We are here to make history.
The excitement has literally been building for over a decade.
The greatest roster in competition history.
Oh,
yes!
We witnessed a new generation rise and a wild card become champion.
Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, she is going huge.
We saw destiny come to fruition and the future of what's possible in the backcountry.
Give it up for Mark McMorris, your champion!
The goal is Alaska. She beckons us all. The World Championship on the line. But on that terrain-riddled road, one must first pass through the Canadian wilderness. And nothing is more untamed than the Kootenay, home to the Baldface Valhalla and, well, shoot, paradise. For Stop 2 of the Natural Selection Tour, the ever-evolving forces of Earth have compelled us to adapt. This week, 10 Canadian snowboarders will compete in a video format contest. Part of the format is creating a video segment.
This one could be visually just a little more pleasing.
A natural evolution of the culture. Survival of the sickest, one might say. But most importantly, they must seek out and execute an entire line.
Take you off from that little spine.
Traversing off this next one.
Judged from top to bottom. And in these mountains, top to bottom is no small feat. Our judges will analyze their part, critique their lines, and determine a men's and women's champion. That change in the air is brewing, and it's heading north. This is the Natural Selection Tour.
Well, I grew up on Vancouver Island, spent most of my life exploring British Columbia, all corners. It's so vast and so big, and you can never see it all. British Columbia is definitely the right place for the second stop of the Natural Selection Tour because it kind of offers, you know, the pillows, the cliffs, the bigger lines. Like, that's what British Columbia is known for. It is one of the most vast and biodiverse places I've ever been to. The hydrology, the geography, it's incredible. Elements that come together to create this perfect place that is now our playground. And to me, it's the Shangri-La of snowboarding, and I'm just so lucky to have been here this whole time and grew up riding it.
There are locations on the planet that perfectly lend themselves to snowboarding, where mountainous terrain and storm systems intersect perfectly. One of these places is Baldface Valhalla, a geographical oddity of the highest order and snowboarding's holy land. Just across the Washington border into Canada sits a little hamlet called Nelson, British Columbia. Only a 10-minute flight from Baldface, this area is nestled deep in the Monashee mountain range. Although they are part of the greater Rocky Mountain range, the Monashees are geologically older and distinct in their unique characteristics. These mountains are comprised of a large batholith of granite, forced upwards over the course of 80 million years by magma deep below the Earth's surface. Although this area is 500 kilometers from the ocean, it sits in the perfect location for cold air to sweep down from central and northern BC and collide with the moisture coming from the west. This convergence of hot and cold airflow wrings out the moisture from storm systems, causing the Monashees to receive over 1,200 centimeters of snow annually. When this snowfall is coupled with the unique terrain of the British Columbia interior, it creates the kinds of conditions that dreams are made of. Every year, for millions of years, this perfect storm, this beautiful cycle, has continued to make this area a unique and special location, appreciated by all who are fortunate enough to set foot here.
What's happening, boys?
Hey, buddy. 30K on an icy road. Trailer was slipping and sliding, but we're here. We made it.
Yeah, we drove from Squamish yesterday. Pulled in around 7. Met up with everyone, had a Zoom call about what was going on. Sounds like the conditions are a little wild, so.
Day 1 of Natural Selection BC. We just got to the mine, which is kind of our staging area to head up to the Valhalla tenure. And yeah, it's kind of first day with the crew, so really excited to get up there and check out what this new tenure has to offer.
Find your group, get your beacon and radio, head up the mountain, and we'll stop and then we'll do our beacon training and a bunch of meet and greet at that point, and that's in our terrain.
It's crazy out here right now. A lot of big names, a lot of sleds. It's natural selection, day 1. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it as a pro. You guys probably done that 1,000 times in his life.
We're going to natural selection, and I brought a scoop shovel.
I'm really excited to be part of the Natural Selection Tour this year, the second stop after watching the amazing stuff that they did down in Jackson and the incredible film angles.
Natural Selection was this idea that Travis had to show the world video part style, backcountry snowboarding in a competitive format. With all the border restrictions, the COVID restrictions, became pretty clear as the season progressed that there was no way we were going to be able to get the international athletes into Canada.
We realized the only way we were going to get this together was to have BC riders, BC filmers in a BC location. We found the 10 best riders all in British Columbia. Now we're getting into natural terrain where the riders are going to be matching beautiful, steep terrain with beautiful, steep transitions for them to land on. They got to find the perfect line, and they got to link up 3-4 hits on the way down. It's going to be flowy. It's going to be fast. There's cameras all over the place to capture it.
Over the course of the week, they're shooting a top to bottom line. They're shooting a short video part. And at the end of the week, we take the top man and the top woman. They meet up with the top riders from the Jackson event, and they all go to Alaska.
And I'm so excited to see what these guys are going to put together on the course. Look how beautiful it is. That's the face. Looks steep, looks big, looks like there's cliffs.
Bunch of Canadian bad boys and gals on the same spot. Pretty sick.
To see one nub at the bottom that looks really fun. I think that's mine. Everybody else back off.
Never been here before. I don't think any of us have ever been here before, so it's kind of this like mystery venue.
Okay, so welcome to Valhalla. It looks like it's gonna show itself a little bit at a time. We can see the bottom of Huckleberry here. You'll be shredding lines from the ridge quite a bit above there, back down to here. And then there's 2 other spots like this kind of across here. that we're gonna introduce you to today. And our goal today is to just familiarize everybody. You're the first people that we've taken back here that are kind of from the Baldface world. And we're meeting up with a bunch of our new Valhalla family. And this is the first time that we're all working together. And so far it's really smooth, but I'm extra stoked that we get to do a next level snowboarding competition to open this place up. But we're gonna break up after this and go with your guides and do the beacon training. Thanks, crew. This is gonna be really cool to work on together. All right, here we go. So today when the riders showed up, we issued them a beacon. We do a familiarization with everybody where we actually practice the beacon skills, practice the shovel and probe techniques that we'll use in the case of a rescue or a self-rescue.
So you guys, what's been happening with the snowpack? Tyler and Silas have been tracking the snow since the beginning of the season. We've had a couple of natural cycles run through here.
We do this with everybody that comes into the backcountry. It's a really important part of accessing terrain like this.
There's a lot of people, a lot of athletes, and a lot of variables. So I think just keeping it tight and working together, we're gonna have a really successful week.
So there is some problems, but we are feeling like it's acceptable to be in most places in this venue.
To gauge the safety of the conditions on the mountain, we spend a lot of time in the snow. We look at how the snow has fallen historically, and we have a series of tests that we can do on the snow that allow us to forecast what the snow stability will be.
We'll start off with just avalanches. What to do if you're starting to get caught in an avalanche. Yeah, yell. I heard a yell. So yell, you want everyone to see you. You don't want to go down silently in an avalanche. We have eyes on you on slope at all times. We've got all your buddies here, so we'll be coming for you.
Your goal is to get to that person as fast as you can. Statistically, if you get someone in under 5 minutes, you're doing really good if they haven't been banged up by trees and rocks. 10 minutes, not so good.
Okay, when you turn your beacon on, that means let's go shred.
The tools that we use back here in the backcountry can all be held in a backpack, a small backpack, and in your pockets. We have a shovel, we have a probe that we can stick into the ground to try to find someone who's underneath the snow. And then of course we have our avalanche beacons.
If someone is missing, I turn this thing on into search mode.
And when I turn my beacon on to receive, I can slowly and methodically find my way to where you're at in the snow, and then find you with the probe, and then dig you out with the shovel.
When the numbers are big, from 60 down to 10, you're moving in a rapid manner.
22!
I've been coming in fast. Now I'm at 10 meters. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. I'm gonna be walking probably a little bit more deliberate.
4.8, 3.5, 2.5.
You're that far from the person.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get your probe out now and say skip the beacon? I'm close enough.
Yeah.
In deeper snowpacks like the coast or anywhere in the interior, your probe should be at least 280. So good long probe, make sure it works.
So I go down here where I thought it was, didn't get it first try. Don't panic, that happens all the time. But we're gonna try and be systematic with it, right?
So now we've got a strike. I have a strike. Okay. If you need to confirm you get another probe, well, now we would need to shovel that person out. You want to dig till you feel like vomiting. It takes not even a minute. Shred! Shred!
Yeah, super good refresher there from Dem and a little bit of info on the snowpack. I definitely feel very safe in the mountains with these girls. Yeah, excited to go check out the zones now.
That's the chute when I said this is the gully. Yeah. That's further down that way, but then.
Teamwork's gonna make the dream work out here, and even though the boys are all competing against each other and gals, we're gonna need to work together to see where our lines are and to possibly even build them together, depending on how much building is necessary.
Yeah, Mikey, woo! Have a good run, buddy! Woo!
We got a limited weather window with a lot of terrain. At the end of the day, figure out what they're seeing.
A bunch of lines in there, lots of good options.
If they're seeing the same thing I'm seeing.
Looks fun, it's fresh. Snow's really good. The team is hyped.
Coming into it, you're like pretty anxious. There's like some photos being shown. None of us has been here, so there's like so many question marks coming in. I'm feeling better now than I did, I would say, last night.
It's a little overwhelming. The terrain is freaking unreal. Spines and hits and rocks and bumps everywhere. Everyone's fired up. This place is insane.
You actually get like into the environment and you start getting comfortable and you're like, okay, look at our crew. I mean, Renzi here, Rasman's here, Craig McMorris, Dustin, Bo. We got the ladies crew that's just been dancing up a storm. They've been having a time.
Where's your heart going?
What are you thinking, Jeff P? Whoops.
I think it's gonna be like a really fun week, regardless of what actually happens, just like being in this terrain and snowboarding together. Especially after the past year that we've had. I mean, it's so nice to be kind of feeling like we have our community together right now.
Here at Valhalla, we're just giving it this blank face.
It is God's country. The snow, the trees, the rocks, everything is untouched.
It's just this face in the mountain. It's not a course. It's literally just a backcountry face.
The mountain is what nature did to it. This is the way the snow fell. This is the way the trees grew.
You don't get to go scope your landing before. You don't know what speed, you don't know. You know, it's a very different type of riding. You're gonna have a lot more natural takeoffs. It's a much wider, longer slope. You're really kind of going off intuition and feel.
This is pillows, this is cliffs, this is like a line from the top of the mountain to the bottom.
This tour, like each stop is such a different style that I think you can expect kind of it to be any rider's game, and there's gonna be different skill sets that are stronger at different venues.
It's pristine, and you just have to make the best of it.
Maybe you can walk around in your snowshoes a little bit, but everything else is natural. It's natural selection, straight up. It's day 2, natural selection.
Yeah.
A lot of chatter, a lot of locker room talk out here.
But the other thing that's happening is freezing levels are going through the roof. Like Friday, they're saying 2,300 meters, and like.
Oh, that just got a lot more interesting.
Air off that, land below the cliff, and then hit that panel below it. It's warming up. Snow's still good right now, but I think we're on a bit of a time constraint. So we're gonna really try and get eyes on everything that we want to ride today, and then the goal is to do some contest runs tomorrow before it warms up to 2,000 meters and the snow goes to crap. Ready to put a flag down. Let's do this.
What are you thinking?
Oh, that's looking, just looking. Me, I kind of want to just like.
We got a lot to look at.
Yeah.
We got a lot to look at.
We really do. Still don't know. Still have no idea what I'm doing.
Feels like this is a one and done zone. Hard traverse right to get to the good stuff.
It's hard to find a place that has more than one feature. I think the challenge in this event is to line things up so that it flows. But yeah, everybody's in the same boat. Boom.
Once people see from here, they're gonna realize that to get from this to that main island at the bottom is like, you're not really gonna make it unless you're just cutting across the whole course.
I can see where I'm gonna get to, and then I'm just like, okay, there's nothing I can like die on in there.
Yeah, that's true, that is true.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
It's freaking gnar.
I know.
It's a rock ride, basically.
Yeah.
It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and you don't know where to start.
Just trying to eye up a good step down, true Whistler style. Let's go over there first before we get shut down.
We're about to get shut down.
Are we?
Yeah.
Let's do it quick. Might have found something that no one's looked at yet. There's my step down.
Okay, we gotta go. Yeah. They're whistling at us.
Coming! Okay, we're coming!
Getting in trouble from the guides. Gotta go.
Yeah, Bo. Question is, did you bring the right ND filter? Fog filter?
Freaking hope so.
My name's Justin Hostenek. I've been making snowboard movies for quite a while.
Well, traditionally, we always really welcome the input from the riders to edit their part for our movies, and we're doing the same for this event, having them select the music that they want and have them intricately involved as much as they want to be in the editing process. Working with Travis is a very unique experience in that he is making every moment count. The 10th snowboard film that I made was his debut part in Transcendence in 2001. He blew my mind right out of the gates and very firmly established himself in the history of snowboarding.
Depth perception, I mean, that film was probably one of the most enjoyable filmmaking experiences I've had. Really fun to make. We had a great crew on board for it. We were able to make Depth Perception with Quicksilver's support and belief. Also, Justin Taylor-Smith and Chris Murphy were the two co-directors, and then Zach Johansson did all of our graphics. And with that film, we wanted to make a fun, educational snowboarding film that focused on interior British Columbia rainforest. For me, filmmaking, I've really enjoyed the process because it's truly like a team sport. I mean, snowboarding, competing, it's a bit individualistic. Where making a snowboard film, you only succeed when everybody works together. One of the other components is when you're filming and operating in the backcountry, safety is paramount and needs to be really good communication. Everyone on the team has to be educated and well practiced in a number of things, from first responder tactics to avalanche safety, avalanche awareness, and response. The post-production side, it always is such a heavy lift. You don't get to the end and find yourself where you want to be unless all parties involved that are making it are passionately committed to it. Look, I grew up and was incredibly inspired as an impressionable youth with the snowboarding film. And here in BC, especially here at Baldface Valhalla, it's just such an incredible place to support this type of riding and approach to riding.
Okay, riders, listen up.
We did the one scoping line that gets us a pretty good view of the whole course, and I think everyone's pretty happy with what they have chosen.
So we'll be able to get on the ridge up there, really look down into it, move around, so you can get some eyes. Also, so the camera crews can get some eyes on the slope, figure out camera angles.
I mean, this is such a massive face, so to get 10 riders to pick lines and see everything is really, really hard.
What we're doing is we're writing down our names on these little flags. We're gonna put them on a bamboo stick, and we're all gonna go up there and pick our entrance of our line.
Your staff, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I present to you.
All right. Thank you, Liam.
What were you thinking of
I'm
doing?
gonna go off that rock.
And then I think we're probably gonna have a better idea of where we're gonna ride, where we're gonna start, and then we can place the cameras and kick this contest off.
We're gonna go stake our claim, but all the guys went ahead, so we're kind of behind. We're gonna have to stake a claim on their claim, which is totally fine.
Kind of thinking now, I'll just snowshoe out a takeoff there, over that tree, into there, and then hit the wall. I think it's good, and it needs no building, which makes the rest of the day easier. I don't really have like a super plan. I just want to try and link as many features together as possible. So once I'm down this face, and you're kind of on the second bench, and I just have a couple dead trees to look for, and yeah, hopefully I can just link the whole run.
So, strategy is send it, because I didn't come here to go tiny. That was my strategy in Jackson. Put it all out there. Didn't work out, but second time's a charm.
I was really surprised. I walked over here and saw no other footprints. I was kind of shocked because the whole other 8 riders were here before us. But I'm psyched. Because as of right now, it looks like I got this thing to myself.
Just like the settlers of Saskatchewan planting their land, I'm planting mine right here. We're gonna air off of this little tip into the landing and then try and take something on over there. So hopefully this will set me apart. Or you know what? The other thing too is you're gonna get a savage tomahawk down this mountain. It's a win-win. Not for me, but for the wonderful people at home.
Pretty cool to see 10 people on a ridge building stuff and looking at everybody's options, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the other riders put together.
It's a chute, and then into some really runnely fingers, and then at the bottom of the fingers, there's like a 10-foot kind of mandatory cliff that should hold some good snow. Kind of open to like drop in maybe with an air. And then I think from there, anything you land off the top, you're gonna be hooting and hollering so loud it doesn't even matter. Straight line, it's pure bliss.
I've planted my flag up on this kind of chute line over there, but we got a couple other riders looking at the same thing. So right now I'm just hustling around, kind of looking for a plan B and C.
I'm gonna snipe it in between these trees, and there's this little nub there. I'm gonna front 3, land hopefully. There's a back 3 going into that next little roll, do a little method, and then just surf the rest of the way. No backing away now.
Yeah, my line is just kind of a bit more straightforward and surfy, and a nice little panel into a gully, and then hopefully a little side hip, you know, maybe crank one. I've got a few different zones kind of picked out. I'm still a little hesitant on the middle of the course, and there's a lot of trees and not a lot of landmarks, so just gonna do my best to navigate through that and hopefully find some fun stuff to hit along the way.
Oh, look at the sun. That's perfect. Takeoff looks great. This is the hardest part, is when you're so nervous about something and like you just want it to go good, and I don't know. We tried hard, we put everything we had into it, so hopefully it works, you know? I'll do a couple checks tomorrow. I think it'll give me a better idea.
Gotta love those takeoffs that just look like you're flying off the edge of the earth when you're dropping in. This line's a good idea because I'm combining the freestyle element with lines instead of just straight lining a chute or only spinning off a bump at the bottom. So it's kind of why I gravitated towards this. Fingers crossed it works out.
I'd probably go for no lens faster.
I was a little stressed because I was seeing everyone like build all these sick features, and I was like kind of scrambling around like, oh no, what am I gonna do? But I think this thing's pretty cool, and it's a little bit of a tight landing, and then it's gonna be kind of like a big heel side slat kind of back in towards the lower section. So it'll be neat, as long as I don't hit the trees. That was a really good scope day and super needed. Honestly, I don't think anybody at the start they knew what they were doing, and after today, everybody's kind of like, we're good to go. I like being nervous. Kind of, it's the heart going. What we're all out here doing anyway.
Any person has a shot here, which is kind of wild because only one of us is going to AK.
All right, great day out there, picking out the lines and shaping it up. Nice job, everybody. One piece of housekeeping before we go is it's time to hand out the vests for when you ride the lines. So we've got Chris and Robyn here who came up from Jackson. You guys want to hand them out? Come on up.
Natural selection, British Columbia, Valhalla Baldface. First vest, Mikey Renz.
Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey. Mr. Bo Bishop, Bojo.
And for the ladies, we have Pelosi kicking it off.
My roommate, Mr. Mark Stollard. Mr. Dustin Craven.
Yeah! Tomorrow will be game on. Sleep well, dream of good lines.
Yeah.
What's that?
Going in tomorrow, I'm very nervous, hoping I can find everything I'm looking for and put something cool together.
Everybody's got these ideas, so does everybody funnel in the exact same place? Does everybody do different stuff? We'll have to wait and see. What's for dinner? That's the other question.
There's some good lines that like people chose, so like I'm really excited to watch like everyone else ride. I'm excited to ride myself, and like hopefully it turns into this kind of like ride session where we're all just kind of feeding off each other.
I'm not really a morning person, so first thing I do is have a little coffee. Every morning, I like to make a little smoothie just to kind of kickstart my day, crank up the power. I eat everything pretty much. I don't have a special diet. I just like to eat whole food. And of course, I eat candy, chips, like everybody else, you know, but
Everything kind of in moderation. I try and keep it somewhat healthy. All summer and fall, I do a lot of running and I work out in the gym. Just being outside and kind of practicing what you like to do. During the winter, I don't love to stress my body like that, and I'm more on the yoga program and just stretching a little bit every day.
I think it's important to push it a little, even if it means a couple bales in your run.
Make sure that when I go out snowboarding, I'm nice and warm and limber and ready for an attack, you know?
Okay, it's day 3. The forecast is both good and bad. The instabilities that we've been a little bit worried about are curing themselves with some warmer weather, but I'm really worried about snow quality today. So I'm hoping to get up and get after it and get this thing going.
Snow's pretty good. I think everyone's just a little bit more excited now to get up there and do their runs. I think really after everyone does their first run and it gets going, I think everyone's just gonna have fun, and I think that's when the contest will kind of shine the best.
It's a little nerve-wracking going first. There's definitely a lot of perks of going first. Obviously with 10 riders, we get 3 runs, that's 30 tracks down this face. And especially in these warm conditions, that snow is gonna be concrete in no time. Once I get this first kind of tricky section out of the way, it's just like so slow and creepy around this tree. I think I'll just be snowboarding and I won't be thinking about it and I'll be comfortable. I'm gonna try to step it up on this. Actually, no, I'm not gonna claim that because we'll see what happens, but I got some things I might try.
Copy, you let me know when you're ready. We are ready up here, stand by, let me know.
Nice and slow until you get around that tree.
You just tell me when you're ready and I'll come in. ...2021 Natural Selection Valhalla. Mark Solers first on course, dropping in 3, 2, 1. Mark is on course, on course.
The contest is on. I can't wait to see what everyone else is gonna do. And now we just, we snowboard. The hard part's done, now we just snowboard.
Natural Selection 2021, Spencer O'Brien dropping in 3, 2, 1. Spencer is dropping. Do it, you got it.
Yeah, we saw you coming, just cresting over here.
My top section went good. I got a little air in, and then I managed to kind of sneak under this upper cliff and get like another little nose into the bowl, which was kind of not planned, but really fun. I just kept seeing stuff to jump off, which was kind of stupid. I was like, woo, woo! And then all of a sudden I was like next to the photographer and I was like, oh, this isn't good.
Oh no.
And then I actually found my one feature that I kind of had picked out on the far ridge. Yeah, tossed a little front 3 out there for the girls and did a little Tommy.
You just got so excited when you're snowboarding.
It was really fun.
It's really fun, right?
Yeah, how was your run?
It was good, it was good. I stayed true to my line, which was nice.
So yeah, it was fun. Really fun run, and yeah, like just really excited to shake the nerves off and get that run out of the way.
Okay, second run, what do you got here?
Yeah, I'm kind of dropping into the same chute I did, but taking a bit of a different line. I'm definitely a little more nervous for this one. It's a little finger kind of airing into the chute. And then, yeah, kind of gonna try and mimic my line and hopefully hold a bit more speed through the bench and yeah, hopefully can stay on my feet. That's the plan. Ready?
Just start. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Center is dropping.
Tried to do what I did last run with a couple tweaks. It felt really good and just super stoked to be here and for the opportunity. I was born in Alert Bay, BC, which is a small fishing community off of Vancouver Island. It's a predominantly native community. I'm First Nations on my mom's side. I'm part Kwakwaka'wakw and part Haida. Growing up my whole life, I've always had a really strong connection to nature. And then also being First Nations, the older I've gotten and the more connected to my culture I've become, the stronger I feel that connection to the mountains.
It's crucial that we learn the origins of our lands in order to honor those nations who have lived off it since time immemorial. We would like to acknowledge that the land in which we gather is the traditional territory of the Sinaiks Nation and is home to many diverse Indigenous peoples. We honor their connection to the land and rivers and respect the importance of the environment to our strength as a community. Located near the headwaters of the Columbia River, the Greater Nelson area where Baldface sits was originally inhabited by this mighty nation. The Sinaiks people claim ancestral land in this area. It is considered unceded or unsurrendered territory, meaning that it was never formally given away by the Sinaiks Nation, nor did they willingly abandon their territory, and it is still occupied by them today. Each nation across our continent, known as Turtle Island, speaks their own language and is culturally unique, but each believes deeply in the connectiveness of the environment and all living things. The spiritual connection with snowboarding and the mountains is undeniable. For centuries, these First Nations peoples sent their young into these same mountains to connect with nature, fend for themselves, and learn to live off the land. Today, the Indigenous Life Sport Academy has been using this ideology to connect Indigenous youth with their natural environment through snowboarding. The Natural Selection Tour represents another opportunity to bring our community together to grow both spiritually and culturally. As we forge the path ahead, it is vital that we look to our past and respectfully acknowledge those that came before.
We were joking in the car on the way here that it was like the natural labyrinth because it's like there's so many trees to navigate. It's kind of rocky, kind of gnarly. It's in like the Narnia zone. It'll be like a success getting to the bottom. See that little booter right there? It just doesn't look like big enough.
Pelosi dropping in 3, 2, 1. Leanne on course, on course.
she is.
You look dry.
Oh my god. Cliff was bigger than I thought. Scary at first because it was so blind. And then it was like pretty nice cliff, like decent size. And then just got to straight hot pow. When I landed the cliff, I was like, oh, this is bigger than I thought. Had it, I was like, just hold on. And I was almost like, yay. And I tried to slow down and I just hit the hot pow as I was on a heel turn and I just slid out at the bottom and I was just like, no. That's okay.
Okay, drone guys, you guys let me know when you're ready.
I can hear racing drones coming towards us now.
I'm just kind of starting here. I hang it right off that sunny nub, and then I kind of traverse across, and there's some features in that gully there, and then down, and then make my way to the second bit of the run there. Link together a couple more airs, hopefully.
Okay, stand by. Renzi, ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Mikey Renz, dropping next. Dropping in 3, 2, 1. Mikey on course, on course.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah, Mikey.
Man, I saw yours. That was awesome.
You saw mine?
Yeah.
We saw you on these 2 drops.
Your spine was
And they were
sick.
sick. You had like a waterfall of snow coming down.
Yeah, I dropped in off the first nub, and then I was like, because I was kind of 50-50 if I can get on that wall or not.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I got it. And then it just kind of like shucked me like this. It was super whack method.
Yeah.
Went through the trees, and then I rode this really fun rib up here. There's like so many trees here, obviously, but the only landmarks are dead trees. So I'm just like, okay, take a right at that dead tree, a little left at this dead tree. And yeah, the bottom bit was awesome. I was really stoked that worked out.
Oh,
Man, I feel so good just to get one out of the way.
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly what I said when I came down.
Just keep her
Are we doing a full breakdown of gear?
This is my kit that I ride.
Rasman Pro Model by Lip Technologies.
Burton Custom.
Yes, standard. Ride snowboards, Berserker.
Family Tree Hometown Hero.
K2, Party Platter.
Burton Flight Attendant.
My very new pro model snowboard with Arbor, the Veda.
It's good for park laps and side hits.
I've just fallen in love with this board.
Smash pillows on it.
The bindings are the workhorse in the line for me.
K2, Hue.
Ride A10s.
Burton Cartel X's.
Union Bindings, Legacy.
Flux XF, just flexy enough where you don't sacrifice style and grab tweakage.
Now bindings, women's Conda bindings.
Malavita bindings, which I actually ride on all my setups.
Sequoia Bindings, that's what I rock. For outerwear, North Face, Future Light.
Everything AK head to toe.
Bonfire Aspect coat. Keeps you warm, keeps you dry.
Burton Breaker. I'm like a traffic cone walking around.
My goggles are called country goggles.
Hawk goggles.
Dragon D1 goggle.
Spy Optics. Raider model.
Boots. We're going to boots next.
This is the go-to women's backcountry boot, the Vans Viaje. Vans Viaje boots.
Absolutely love these boots. Burton Ions.
Go-to Patagonia backpack. The kind Heli Pro 20 liter.
BCA Float 12. It's an airbag. Pull this trigger right here if you ever get in an avalanche. Big bag comes out, helps you keep on top of the snow.
You got a cookie.
That's what we need out there in the backcountry, and yeah, we're spoiled.
A little nervous, but off this rock, maybe a couple little wiggle turns, and then I'm hoping there's like an air down into the steeper panel.
2, 1, boat dropping.
Run one, couldn't have gone much worse for me. Sort of just slipped in off my heel edge and got like kind of worst case scenario, pulled off the cliff, super blind, into rocks and trees.
No. Oh, wow. Oh, you're so lucky.
Super scary. Yeah, I'm just really happy not to be hurt. Head back up there and hopefully run 2 goes better. Might throw an audible and change up my run. Different line picked out. It's kind of like a step down with a really tight landing. So hopefully catch that little pocket, thread the needle, and then head her on down. See what else I can find.
Okay, Bo Bishop, next run, dropping in 3, 2, 1, drop in. Level. Got eyes on, he's up.
Oh, there he is.
You okay, Bo? I smashed my tailbone.
Okay.
Yeah, it really hurts.
The report was hard. Just right here. Nice little bruise there.
Wow.
Probably this big. You hit it. You hit it. It's not your spine though. It's your muscle.
Is Bo okay? Got the step down into this nice cold sun-protected chute. And hit a pillow launcher at the bottom of it. Should be good.
Rasman is dropping in 3, 2, 1. Rasman on course.
It all went well.
Nice. Oh yeah, buddy.
My legs are burning. I just did my first run and it went better than I thought it was going to. Cab 5 off the step down into a chute, rolled onto a pillow, did a Miller flip there. Backside 3 off that little ridge, quick turn, mini frontside 3 off that bump, and then a nice little laid out backy on the last pillow to the finish line. What a rush. I'm happy Bo's okay.
It's scary.
Yeah, dude. These events are crazy because everyone wants to win at the end of the day. The reason we're pro snowboarders is because we're all a little bit competitive to some extent. Then there's this weird thing, you're up there with all of your best friends and it's the worst thing, seeing one of your best buddies each. I was like this close to just riding down and calling it after seeing Bo's bail, but I was kind of like, nah, he wouldn't want me to do that. He rode out, he's okay. He's okay enough.
Okay, you guys can get the drones in the air. Stand by, I'm just gonna get Dustin in position and get him strapped in and then we'll be ready to go.
I'm gonna try not to go for a ride in a big slough right now. That's my primary goal.
You got this. Dustin Craven dropping in 3, 2, 1. Craven on course.
That was like one of the probably bigger lines I rode all year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice.
That was my first run. I kind of put all my eggs in one basket. My plan was just to make it down the first part of the line, and I did, and I was so stoked to let out a scream. Launched a good-sized method. I was just kind of in an euphoric moment of like release from pressure, and stoked to have that over with.
Last night, I had to kind of rethink my line. So we got all the drone footage that Leanne took yesterday, and we just kind of spent, you know, half hour to an hour just going through it all. And yeah, the more you look at it, the more options there are. I think that one's better or the one below it?
It's always a little bigger on top, you know?
Yeah, totally. And like even the stuff you're getting,
Yeah.
it's like really, really small, but you can go far.
Yeah. Yeah. Take a small run one and stay on your feet.
We're quite a bit ways down slope, riders right, down the ridge. Okay, you ready, Robyn? All right, next competitor, Robyn Van Gyn. Here she goes.
There we go.
I did a little pillow line to a little air, and then hit a cliff, and then the launch rock at the bottom.
Yeah, Robyn!
Psyched to have a landed run in the bag. Woo!
All right, Robyn. How's the first run?
Yeah,
Hey.
good. Made it down the bottom, some airs, and now I can build on my run. Ready to go.
All right, Robyn Van Gyn, second run, dropping in 3, 2, 1. Robyn is dropping. Drop. There, Robyn.
Nice job. Woo! I'd count that front three.
You stopped the shit out of it.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Top went good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Went like on the upper cliff a bit more, like a bit bigger on that. And then front three.
Sick.
Yeah.
You.
I landed right next to that tree, like so close to hitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, feel good. Nice.
These wild places that we get to go and host events like this, I think protecting these places and protecting those experiences is something that is really important for our culture.
The Natural Selection Tour and the athletes that we're able to showcase really wouldn't be able to exist without a healthy and stable climate. My name is Emily Newman, and I am a part of the Natural Selection team as a sustainability coordinator. As a part of our sustainability strategy, we feel that it's really important to educate and motivate folks to commit to climate action.
We've had a strategic partnership with Yeti for a few years now, and Yeti is also a strategic partner with the Natural Selection Tour. My experience with the Yeti product is that it reduces the amount of stuff we have to use out there. I think that's a real commitment to sustainability that Yeti has made by just making a really high quality product that can withstand the rigors of Baldface.
The Natural Selection Tour is really excited to be partnering with Conservation International, which is one of the foremost leaders in international and community-based conservation.
We are working with all the cat drivers, all the sled drivers to figure out the exact amount of fuel that we use this week. And I'm really excited to be able to present that number to the Natural Selection team and work with Conservation International to do a carbon drawdown on our entire event. It means a lot to all of us here in the Kootenays, and I think that's a great commitment. Those moments that I see where people get out of the cities or get out of their stressful lives and have 3 or 4 days in the mountains, the Natural Selection team is committed to keeping these experiences whole because they're integral, they're really important to all of us.
All right, Marie Francois, getting ready to drop in.
Speeding up quickly. The challenge here is just all natural, right? Nobody has been too familiar with this phase. We didn't even see any photos. You don't get to go scope your landing. You know, it's a very different type of riding. I just wanted to stay on my feet.
She's up on the ridge to get speed. Yeah, I can see the boom light. 3, 2, 1, Marie Francois, dropping. Yeah, girl.
The run was super fun. The top turns felt amazing. The snow was insane in there, so flowy. Kind of like surprised me how steep it was. I kind of missed my grub a little bit, but the rest, the bottom, everything went smooth. You have the best methods. Well, not today.
Yeah, right now we're right on schedule. We've wrapped run 2 by 2. That means we should wrap.
I'm the last to drop, so I gotta wait for quite a while now. My landing is definitely getting a little sun-baked, so it's gonna be hot pow at best. somebody has to go last. It sucks, but you know, I'm fighting back. My little brother did it from dropping last in Jackson, so why not we make it a McMorris double-peat? That's the way I'm looking at it. Always find the silver lining. Okay, guys? If I leave you with anything.
Craig McMorris is dropping in 3, 2, 1. He's on his way, dropping.
I'm pretty happy with what I did. I did a frontside 5 off that jump, landed switch, cut across the gully on my switch toe edge, did a little cab 1 off this pillow, then came down, found my way, backflipped off of a step down, a couple little cliff drops, a little tail grab at the end, and then rode out with some speed.
Today was great. Day 3, we got out on course. All the riders rode their line. The course maintained itself throughout the day. We didn't get the warming that was forecast, and the snow kind of held in there. I think I won the contest on the best seat in the house. It was remarkable. And then to be able to invite this crew and have the caliber of riding be what it was fantastic. I'm so grateful that we got through this thing with no major injuries except Bo's butt seems to be a little bit sore from literally breaking a tree off in half about 30 feet in the air.
Dropping in 3, 2.
It's a sick event, and after run 1 and 2 kind of went horribly wrong. I just popped some Advils and went up and just tried to basically do a fun one.
People's champ! People's champ!
Oh yeah, I've shot my test. You ever shot your test in the field, Travis? Yeah. And I rode this pony.
All right.
It's always better the next day.
We gotta stop.
Game 7, double overtime. Who's going to be the person to light the lamp? That's the question everybody's asking. Who's going to get the W out here?
It's morning, day 4. Our goals today are to let the riders ride.
Yeah, we're gonna just try and stack some clips today. I'm just gonna tee it up with a little shoot ride. Nothing too crazy, just to get one in the bag.
Justin's up here. I think maybe we'll just kind of work our way top to bottom and try to shoot a couple things.
All right, I'm ready when you guys are.
It takes a lot to make a video part. Usually you have the whole season to film a 3 to 4 minute video part, and here we had basically 2 days.
Yeah, I'll just set up short, quick shots along the way and see what we get.
I think day 4 today is going to decide who the women's champion is. And it was a battle.
I actually think it really improved what we're gonna get out of this contest because it made everybody kind of like buckle up and get after it.
It was actually pretty cool because we really only had about 3.5 hours and everyone just like kicked it into 5th gear.
Oh, that was so fun. I wish we could just ride another one like that.
Unlimited potential being reached today. It really felt like the women were watching each other, trying to outdo each other, cheering each other on. And on the men's side, I saw some lines I didn't think were really rideable, and it was incredible to witness.
Nobody got super seriously hurt, so that's all that really matters at the end of the day. I think there were some landed runs, so it's gonna be interesting to see all the camera angles pieced together. And
in a perfect world, we would have rolled up here, would have stayed cold, we would have had a week of sun or even just a week of storm, and we could have just kept on filming. But it's spring in BC, and sometimes the weather does what she's gonna do.
People had to work with what Mother Nature provided. Like, this is the snow, this is the terrain. How are you gonna interpret it and put down your best line and your best tricks? And it's been really cool to see the riders, the filmers, the crews all work together to make plans that collectively we all agree are the best look for snowboarding.
this week was unreal. The venue was amazing, the people were incredible, and like the riders list, for me, just seeing my name next to all those guys and gals was really, really cool. Those are the riders I looked up to, you know? I memorized Mikey Renz's part, Mark Solar's part, you know? Like Dustin Craven, the gnarliest dude, Rasman, Bo Bishop, Marie-Francois, Spencer O'Brien, Leanne Pelosi, Robyn Van Gyn, like these are absolute legends. And the fact that my name is even close to theirs is really, really special.
Everybody cheering each other on. There was this really beautiful Canadian moment, and really all of us supporting each other as this like really tight-knit group of Canadian snowboarders in Canada. We're just all so happy for each other and happy that we have this amazing place to do what we love.
Hey.
What's up, Robyn?
Hey, everyone.
Trav, why don't you kick us off here? Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys hopping on with us. And, you know, I think one of the reasons you're here is you obviously have some pretty sharp common sense. So I think it comes as no mystery that from myself, Liam, our whole natural selection team here, we are thrilled to say congratulations on winning the Bronco natural selection at Baldface Valhalla.
No.
You work hard for that. And so for winning, you get to pick out your own brand new 2022 850 RMK. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am
As
so
soon
psyched.
as I hopped on this call and didn't see any of the other riders, I'm like, okay, something's weird. But
Sick. I'm so psyched.
me too.
I need a new
freaking out.
sled. I need a new sled.
Straight up, you go snow check on their website. You get to pick out tunnel color. You
No.
get to pick out like what
I'm getting a
chassis
pink one. I'm getting a pink sled with flames.
The icing on the cake for this as well is obviously you have earned yourself an all expenses paid trip up to go compete at the Natural Selection Tour Finals at the Hemp Fusion Natural Selection at Tordrillo Mountain Lodge, and the opportunity to win yourself a brand new Bronco Sport.
Oh my God.
I feel like I'm on a game show. This is awesome.
I'm on a game show.
Nah.
Shit.
Oh man.
I actually can't believe it.
Believe me, it is our divine pleasure, and you only have yourselves to blame for this. So, no, really, hats off though. I mean, you guys put the work in. You put your heads down, and
There was, we haven't seen anybody else's footage.
That's the thing. I was like, I knew I had a good run, but I also had no idea how everybody else did. And I saw a bit of Mark's run on the computer the other day, and I was like, damn, like, could be Mark too, it could be Dustin, like.
Tell me a little bit though, guys, about your time in BC.
It was different than Jackson because every feature in Jackson was meticulously thought out to work, right? Like Travis and yourself and the whole build crew are making things to work. And this was just a run. And it was like, okay, it's not just about your riding now, it's about your terrain selection. It's about what you can make work. Like, it wasn't just about like, can you do the tricks on these features? It's about like, can you pick a line down here and put together a good event run, contest run? And
I actually got like battled and lost for Leanne's line.
oh, the old Rochambeau.
No, the seating.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I didn't have a clue what I was gonna ride after. I was like, oh great, I have no idea what I'm gonna ride. I think the Canadian vibe was it was a really cool gathering of the Canadian snowboard community. It was really heartwarming to have everybody back together.
As soon as we were doing the flag planting, it started to feel like, okay, it's a contest. Like, it started to, everyone kind of kicked in a competitive mode. And it was kind of like,
Well, it was a stacked field. I mean, on both sides, like, absolutely, it was earned.
Actually really close, Robyn, between you and Leanne. She actually edged you a little bit on the video part, but not by enough to take you out on the line. Rasman, on your end, you were a clear leader. There was actually a battle between second and third between Solers and Craven. Solers had the second best line. Craven, though, ended up in second because his video part was that much stronger.
Honestly, it was everybody was riding so good. It could have been anybody's day. Yeah.
But it was your day.
And
yeah, Robyn,
snowmobile.
three-peat for me in RVG. 3 natural selection events. That's pretty damn sick. I feel
I'm honored.
Very grateful to have a second opportunity after Jackson to make it through. And
I'm just so psyched to go to the tours.
Yeah.
And I actually just got back from Alaska. I just did the scout, coordinate, figure out everything so that we're ready. And it's go time when you all show up there. It is looking incredibly good up there. Like, conditions are really well, like the lines are all filled in. This is one of those years. So I really can't wait to see everyone throw down, because it really is. I mean, the venue that we have up there is one of the most, hands down, spectacular natural contest venues on the planet, like, bar none.
Bucket list trip for me.
That's basically all you need to know. You don't have much time, but you got a little. So best of luck packing, and we'll see you in AK.
You guys, thank you so much. I'm like over joy.
Chris, Rasman, Robyn Van Gyn, you guys are the best.
So excited. I won't be sleeping.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Later.
Thanks, Trav.
Well, I'll be. We actually did it. Sure, it went a little different than we thought it would. But we got 2 more champions heading to Alaska. The Tordrillo Mountain Lodge awaits. Something special just happened in these here mountains. Sometimes circumstances lead the way, and you end up somewhere special. Quite serendipitous, if you ask me. Anyway, we're heading on down the road to see what comes of it. But one thing's for sure, you won't want to miss it.